what's up? It's Luke, and a very interesting piece of Bitcoin history just played out last night. But before that, take a look. Get ready. The largest event of the year is coming to Las Vegas. The Bitcoin Conference 2025 is an event you cannot miss. I attended last year as a student and had a blast connecting with fellow Bitcoiners, learning from workshops, and hearing from the industry leaders in the Bitcoin space. I loved it so much that this year I've partnered up to get you guys a sweet deal. Use my code WINS at checkout or click the link in the description for 10% off your tickets. Thanks again for supporting the channel, and I can't wait to meet many of you there. Again, use code WINS or click the link in the description to secure your spot at the one and only Bitcoin conference. Now, let's get back to the news. Bitcoin is hovering just above $84,000, and if you were paying attention last night, you know why that's impressive. A man named Josh Mandel, who worked for the Salomon Brothers in the 90s and has 30 years of experience in the traditional finance market, made a prediction on November 5th, 2024, that on Pi Day 314, which was yesterday, Bitcoin would hit 84,000 on the dot and then would soar for another 360 more into a trio of fours, meaning $444,000. And he said that would be the top. Again, this prediction was made on November 5th, 2024. He then, on November 26th, made a bet with another person on X, saying, I will pick the date, and I choose mid-March, March 14th, Pi Day, Bitcoin 84K. So he had two predictions out there, both saying the same thing, but these were both back in November. And then months go on, he made other predictions that ended up being very accurate. He predicted the drop down to 78,000. He gained a lot of popularity on X. He then said, okay, so here goes. I've been somewhat vague and have attempted to make these latest predictions seem like they could have been explained by some system or knowledge of the markets. This is not true. The truth is that I have a very specific prediction based on memories of something that happened 30 years ago, combined with thoughts which seem ever present in my mind. If Bitcoin were to close at 84,000 on March 14th, it will run the table. I am not certain what that means. I have a couple of thoughts, but there's no point unless somehow it actually closes at 84,000 today. That was yesterday at noon, and people started to question him on the rules that he was referencing. And he said, so here's the way I remember the rules working. Close between 80K and 84K means the rally can continue from here, probably up to 100,000 by the end of the month. If it closes at 84K exactly, we run the table, historic moves. Above 84K, we slip back down, and the rally fails. This was posted at 7:54 p.m. yesterday, 6 minutes before close. The market closed, and Bitcoin was at $83,980 on certain exchanges, and then on other exchanges, it was to the penny $84,000. So Josh Mandel was right. And he tweeted, I think we got the green light for modest continuation of the rally through month end. Not the rare explosion running of the table for 84K exactly, but a move up to 100K to cinch earnings sufficient for S&P 500. It's been so many years since I heard these rules. I hope this message finds you well. And people were saying, Josh, it was 84K to the penny. It was not underneath. How did you know this? And people were saying, where can we find more about these rules? And he said, man, the only copy that I knew of would have been in the 7 World Trade Center, and you know what happened there. I am the only person alive who would know now. This is referencing when he worked for the Salomon Brothers in the 90s. Their office was in 7 World Trade Center. So he was saying that he had some experience there that allows him to make these predictions. After the close, Jeff Walton said, I have a Bitcoin close of 83,997 on Robinhood. Josh called 84,000 at close on November 5th, 129 days ago. Josh Mandel was within 0.0027% of the actual close, 129 days out. This seems as hard as guessing a seed phrase. This is legendary. After Jeff posted this, Josh started to blow up. And people were saying, Josh, it was 84,000 to the penny here. And people were saying, well, is it not the run the table event? And he said, so you will be able to tell if it was determined to be a run the table 84K by the price action. It will be green after green, etc. So in the following days, we will have to see if Bitcoin starts ripping. And that's not the only prediction that Josh has made. He has a few more that have not happened yet. He says, I don't know when exactly it will happen, but I figured out some weeks/months back that MicroStrategy will get into the S&P 500. Of course, no one should believe that one person figured this out, but it's just a little thing that I see sometimes, which I guess nobody else seems to notice. I can't really say more than that. So he's predicting MicroStrategy will get into the S&P 500 this year. And then if we go back to the poem, remember he said a trio of 4s times $1,000, that's the top. So he's predicting $444,000. And people dug up a tweet he posted on November 26th, responding to Luke Broyles, saying, why is no one talking about $444,402.75? Now, that's a huge prediction, and we'll have to follow and see if that turns out to be true. But if you are wondering what that would mean for MicroStrategy, the creator of the ballistics acceleration model ran the numbers on 444,000, and that puts MicroStrategy's price at $39,934 per share. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I think you should give Josh Mandel a follow. He is insanely sharp and has been accurate on many price predictions, and hopefully he can be accurate going forward. So if you want to stay up to date with news about strategy and Bitcoin, I just ask that you subscribe.